Jamorant is one of the most talented and skillful players in the NBA. Whether it's his high-flying, aggressive play style or his leadership skills, Jamorant has the potential to become an NBA legend and to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. However, with the current cycle he's on, Jamorant might become the first NBA player to make it out the NBA. Now, I know I don't usually talk about sports on my channel, and I know I got all the jerseys behind me and all that shit, but I really wanted to discuss Jamorant and this whole thing because this is really bigger than sports. Like, this whole situation doesn't really have anything to do with sports per se. Yes, he's a basketball player and shit, but it's bigger than that. So our boy Jamorant has been going viral a lot over the past several months, and it's not because of his play on the court. It's because of his off the court antics. Whether it's him flashing a gun on Instagram Live, which he's now done twice, or him allegedly physically assaulting a 17-year-old boy, or him almost beating up a random finish line employee, arguing with the police at a mall, or him punching a teenager at a basketball game, or which was even the craziest part of all of this. Now, this is all alleged. I can't say this is true, but there's claims that he might be a part of this. So apparently, one game, the Grizzlies play the Pacers, and Ja and some Pacers player, they was arguing. And after the game, when the Pacers, the staff, the coaches, the players, the whole organization, they get on their bus, they leaving. Apparently, a bunch of red dots were being pointed at the bus. It said red lasers pointed at the bus. Now, again, this is all alleged, but it's just like, what the fuck is this nigga Ja, a mafia boss now? He getting niggas knocked off? Like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck? Imagine being a professional athlete and then leaving the game with a red dot pointed on your forehead. Like, what the fuck? But like I said, that's all alleged, right? We can't say it's true. But it's not like Ja's the first celebrity to have some controversy or get into some altercations. Shit, he's not even the first pro athlete or NBA player to have some shit going on off the court. I remember, I think it was DeMarcus Cousins. He used to get in some fights off the court. There have been NBA players who have gotten to a lot of shit off the court. And I think it was Gilbert Arenas brought a gun into the locker room. Ja, he ain't the first nigga to be out here. He ain't the first NBA player to be out here playing with guns. But it's just really crazy that the fact that he's doing this shit. And this type of behavior that you're seeing from Ja is really something you only really see from like people who are like actors or rappers. Like, you wouldn't expect an NBA player to be walking around flashing guns and guns in his waist, getting in altercations. You expect some rapper from Chicago or some shit doing that type of shit. Not an NBA player, right? With all this shit he's doing, flashing the guns, walking around, showing the guns everywhere, beating niggas up and all this shit. It's just like, it makes me wonder why is he doing this? Like, what is he trying to prove? Is he trying to prove that he's gangster or some shit? Like, what is he doing this for? He's a basketball player. He's passionate about basketball. His whole life is basketball. His dream was to be in the NBA, and he made that a reality. You literally have like the smallest chance of ever making it to the NBA in the first place. It's like a 0.03% chance or some shit. 0.03. That's a 300th of a chance. 300th of a chance to make your dream a reality. And he did that shit. And not only that, but think of how hard it would be to not only make it to the NBA, but then become a top player in the NBA. And think about all the work he had to put in to become a top NBA player. I saw these videos of him talking about how he put in all this work. Him and his dad would organize these workouts where he would do all this type of crazy shit, jumping on the tires and all this shit, so that he could become more athletic, more skillful, so that he can make it to the NBA, so that he could get into a good college, a D1 college, so that he could get noticed by NBA recruiters. All the work he put in to become a second overall pick in the draft, to get to a good team, to become the star of the team. And all that work he's put in is starting to pay off as well, because he's been playing so well that he's been able to sign a 5-year contract, making over $194 million. 5 years, $194 million. In 5 years, he'll have that. And it progresses each year. The first year, he would be making $33,500,000. And by year 5, he'll be making $44,220,000. Think about how much money that is. That's like generations upon generations of wealth. Most motherfuckers will never in their life come close to seeing some money like that. Like, you've been able to put in all this work, make your dream a reality, and have it pay off for you financially to the point where you're making almost $200 million, and you gonna put it in jeopardy to become what, the King Vaughn of the NBA? What, you trying to be like NBA YoungBoy or something? An NBA Job Boy? We'll call that nigga NBA Job Boy. Like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? But I think I know the problem with jamorant, and it's not exactly his fault. His actions are his fault, but the reason he might be in this place where he's, you know, trying to prove that he a street nigga or some shit, that's not his fault in particular. It's the whole culture we have in America, especially in the black community. In the black community, we idolize the drug dealers, the gang members, all this shit, you know. I mean, you listen to the music, all the music is just ran out on that nigga, slid on the ops, you know, whatever. Like, it makes these dangerous lifestyles of sliding on ops and being a gang member, shooting at motherfuckers and all that shit. It make that shit sound fun. It makes that shit sound cool to people who haven't lived that lifestyle, right? Because he didn't grow up. I don't even think that nigga grew up in the hood. I think he grew up in like a suburb. He went to a private school. That nigga had both parents. He lived a regular fucking life. So hearing shit like this, it's like, oh shit, sliding on ops. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the nigga sliding on ops, hitting licks and shit. All that shit sound fun to niggas who didn't live that type of lifestyle. A lot of people don't realize the kind of consequences that come with it because they haven't lived it. I'm not saying I've lived a life. I haven't lived it either, but I'm just not stupid enough to try to live it. But it all sounds cool till your friends are dying right in front of you, or your mom gets a call because you're gone now. Imagine that. Imagine your mom having to hear that her young son is gone. Like, then the shit not so fun no more. When the police kicking in your door and shit, all that shit isn't fun. And why it really disappoints me that Ja is doing this is because, like I said, that type of shit has influenced a lot of young black men. But Ja is famous, and being famous, having fans, especially because someone like him, he probably has a lot of young fans who watch him. He's gonna be more like a role model to people, and this is the type of shit he's doing. I mean, you gotta set an example, not even just being a role model for his fans. Okay, fuck the fans. The nigga has a daughter. Is this the type of example he want to set for his daughter? To be living this type of shit? Is this the type of man he would want his daughter to be with? Like, I don't know why he's doing this shit. Like, I don't know why his parents haven't, like what's going on there? Why aren't his parents like, yo, what are you doing this shit for? I mean, I don't know the whole situation behind the scenes, but it's just like, bro, you famous. You shouldn't be doing shit like this. And that's why when he first, like, did his apology for it or whatever, or when he did that sit down with Jalen Rose, I didn't really like that shit. Because he's sitting there like, yeah, oh man, that's not me for real, blah blah blah. And it's just like, is it not? Because 2 seconds later, you right back to doing it. I mean, when he got caught for the second time flashing a gun. And if he just continues down his path, all the potential that he could have to be this great man and this legend in the NBA, that shit all gonna get squashed. Like, Ja really needs some people right now to be around him to say, yo, that ain't it, bro. You shouldn't be doing that. To keep him accountable. Like, I just don't get it, bro. I don't know, you know, what he's trying to prove. Like, I get, you know, he might have been influenced by the culture or whatever, but why are you doing this? You never lived that life to begin with. And like, even if you did, bro, you made it out. So like, why continue to do the bullshit? I don't get it, bro. I don't know what is making him do this, what he wants to prove so badly. Like, bro, you not a gangster, you not a G, you not a street nigga, you are none of that. You ain't in no gang, nigga. You never even grew up in that. So what are you doing that for? But let me know y'all thoughts on this situation in jamorant. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Turn on post notifications for this video. On our road to 1,000 subscribers. Like and sub us so we can get there. Thank you all for your support, and I'm out though. Catch you guys next time.